Firstly, do you know what いっぱーご means? This is a nickname given to a Japanese rail train stock called the 185 series train. This was built by the former National Japanese Railway and was used on the Tokaido line by JR East. This train has a very strong popularity among train nerds like us, and therefore JR East used that popularity to run a special express called いっぱーご, which ran mostly along the same route that it used to do in its heyday. Therefore, it has strong popularity and, was done continuously for quite a amount of time, and it is on its last, before retirement running age. So this is a kind of vlog of me trying to get on this train and see what it is like. So enjoy. So welcome back. So this is Yokohama Station, one of the biggest train stations in the Kanto Tokyo metropolitan area, and as you can see, it shows 185 or いっぱーご, the nickname of this train. What you're seeing now was the train coming into the train station. However, as you can see, there was a lot of people taking this train, which kind of shows the popularity and the loyal fan base that the train has. And this is quite a Japanese kind of culture. I don't think it's much popular in the States or in Western countries to take photos of trains and have a devotive train otaku community. However, in Japan, it's quite a normal thing, and give or take the social norms of it, it's quite popular, and people kind of understand that there are people like us who like to take trains or write them, record them, draw them, and so forth. And this is the moment I was in Yokohama Station. However, there wasn't really much time because the train came in and like 2 minutes later it just moved on. So I wasn't able to take pictures of the train at Yokohama Station, but these are the few train photos I took. And you see, the National Rail of Japan used to be this big rail government agency. However, it collapsed and was divided up into different private companies, and JR East is one of them. However, it's this kind of retro 20th century vibe that this train carries is like the reason why this train has such popularity, and this almost nostalgia like feeling is present inside the train as well, like the seating and like the curtains, the coloring of the the flooring, the roof, and the panels. It gives a nostalgic vibe for us Japanese otakus, and the noise that the train gives out from its motors is quite old, so it's very loud, and it's one of the reasons why it has popularity, especially among otakus called toritetsu and noritetsu, where like they like to record stuff, and also ototetsu, which they like to record sounds, specifically sounds of trains. And I feel like that's the reason why this train has such a popularity. Again, this continues on. This is the interior of the train, and I don't know, you could see it's quite popular. It's almost lively, despite the fact that this train retired nearly 2 to 3 years ago with not really much of a fanfare. It boosted in popularity after it retired due to it being, again, the last remaining train stock of the former Japanese National Rail within the JR East area. Speaking of this train, I would like to inform that this train leaves at Yokohama Station and ends at Ito Station, which is its onsen hot spring spa resort area. And it's quite unusual because this train during its regular years actually served multiple stops such as Odawara, where the Odawara Castle is. However, it was a non-stop ride through Yokohama to Ito, which is quite an unregular thing to do. So that was another reason why this train had such popularity. And this is pictures that I took at Ito Station. And thankfully, there was more time that I could take pictures of the trains and show it to you like this. And I don't know, I feel like the looks of it, it's kind of kawaii to me. I don't know, this is such a weird thing to say, especially it's weird as for an American audience who pretty much have no idea what maybe a train otaku is. But again, I don't know, it's this retro font as well. You could see in the middle where it says like this Chinese characters. It means kaiso, which means out of service. And yeah, it looks cute. It's like roundish and retro looking, and I like the font of it. In fact, this video, you can see some parts I use the same or similar font of this because it was inspired by the former Japanese rail lines. And again, the popularity here as well. The red train over here is a different train company's train stock, and it's called Resort 21, and it's also popular around this area as well. And yeah, the train left around 10 to 15 minutes after it arrived at Ito Station, but again, many otakus similar to us took photos and took memories, recording and so forth. And again, it was just a very fun and unusual, surreal experience in a way. Yeah, that took pictures as well, like these otakus. However, the we call this maku, which is like the signal sign thing that it shows which to go. But again, you could tell that it's been damaged heavily, as again, usually in Japan, train stocks only last about 40, maybe 50 years, and this train is already in its 40th year already, so it's quite old even for Japanese train nerd standards. So we don't actually know when it's gonna fully retire. It already retired from regular service, and it's used as mostly special service lines. So yeah, it's kind of a ticking time bomb as into when this train is actually gonna retire, which is kind of a sad thing to think because it's the last remnants of the former Japanese National Rail, and this is the scene where the train is leaving. And fun fact, there were like maybe 3 to 4 train drivers on this train, and I think maybe they took roles or like so forth, but there's like this one very old, almost like professional looking train conductor, and the other one was like a more younger, maybe in its 20s, early 30s, and then like he was playing with the brakes the entire time. Like it wasn't moving, but it was like trying to relieve stress from the brakes, and it was just laughing the entire time. So even I feel like the staff on JR East kind of enjoyed this ride as well, which is kind of a nice thing to see, you know, everybody enjoying this train line peacefully. And this is my favorite photo, and like there's people watching and staring at the trains, and it's like retired, but it's still coming to its like destination, its homeland, and I kind of like this photo. But I don't know, it's maybe a weird thing to say because I don't think, I might be wrong, correct me in the comments, but I don't think there's such a devoted train community outside of Japan. Maybe Taiwan, I heard of a few in Taiwan and Korea, but again, I feel like this devotion, and I feel like train lines also operators know because they put so much effort in designing and operating special service trains like this. So like, I don't know, it's like the supply and demand of things meet at the same point. And that itself was the end of this trip, but I also decided to eat lunch at Ito Station, and Ito is like near a port city. It's like a small port village city, and the fish, the raw fish, the sashimi was really good, and these are the photos from there. I don't know, it's such relaxing, kind of surreal in a sense. This is like a onsen area that's very popular from the Meiji era, so it's also kind of historic in a way. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Bye bye.